Back on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Parks Auction Company. Let their team of experienced and professionally trained staff utilize the auction process to sell your property. Find out more at parksauction.com. Well, it is our pleasure for the first time on the program to welcome in Laverne High School football coach Chris Johnson to the program. Coach, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on.
Glad to have you here. This is our first time to talk to you formally here on the Coaches Show, and boy, has it been a whirlwind since last spring?
Yeah, well, actually, I think I
Last summer
started
almost.
probably in December officially. Yeah.
A lot has happened. I'm sure a lot of blood, sweat, tears, kind of just go over the emotions of now all of that work from December to now, and it's football season.
Yeah, I mean, we came in obviously the last season wasn't as the school and the team had planned. And you come in and a new coach, new coaching staff, and new ideas. And so one of the main things we had to do was try to shift the mindset and mentality and culture of the locker room and and the kids that were here. And I think that challenge that we put on the coaching staff and the team, everyone has responded well, and so we're excited about where we're at.
Talk to me a little bit about well, first of all, I've got to ask you this question because that's funny. I think I've had two people say, "Are we talking about the former Tennessee Titan?" And I said, "Well, think Blue Raiders, right? With your history."
Well, I'm older. I'm older than him, so I'm the original Chris Johnson.
There you go.
I am. I came here in 1999 to play football at MTSU. I was in. We were that first D1 class. I was with Coach Andy McCullum. We were ranked 117 out of 117. Now, the irony in that is we came into this season with Laverne 0-10. And so there's some parallels there to where I started in college and then taking on this task. We're used to being the underdog, used to being, ranked last. Nobody sees us coming. And so I draw those parallels, and we've learned some valuable lessons there.
Well, let's kind of continue along that line here just a little bit because, 1998 at MTSU, and then new conference, new alignment, new division. You've got a lot of those things happening here with Laverne jumping in with everybody else here in Rutherford County, which has been known as maybe the toughest region in the state of Tennessee in 6A football, and it just got tougher.
100%. Since I've been here in the Murfreesboro area, I've seen firsthand how Rutherford County has been almost like the leading conference or region in the state. My son actually played at Riverdale, so I was able to see that firsthand. And so there are some great parallels of us coming in, going into the new region. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't want it any other way. Uh, I think that if we are going to be a Rutherford County school, which we are, I think we have to live up to the standard. So I really appreciate us in our first year coming into the region so that we can establish a new standard. So, like I said, we've done this before. My first year at MTSU, we went 3-8. That second year, we went 6-5, and then that third year, we went 8-4 and won the Sun Belt Championship. So I think these are some great times that we can share some of those valuable lessons with the kids that we coach now. Several of those guys are coaching on the staff, so we have that experience of doing it from scratch.
Well, as we continue to look at the season and the conference, you mentioned something there about the region being what it is. I mean, you've got to be somewhere. An interesting statistic going back through the history of Rutherford County high school football, Chris, we've had a team in at least the Final Four or semifinals 30 out of the last 31 years, and 16 state titles, 15 if you go in the modern era. You count Central High School then in 1970, it's 16 state titles. That's It's a pretty good record, I would think, isn't it, for a county?
Oh, phenomenal record. I mean, and it shows when you go to the games, when you watch these teams play. Nothing but respect for Coach Creasy over at Oakland. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Coach Kreisky over at Riverdale has been a huge help to me as a first-year head coach. Coach Kreisky has been nothing but kind and helpful and giving me some pointers and things of that nature. And you just see those teams who have had the success and leading the way in our region, and even the rich history that Blackman has had, even in the short time. I was here when Blackman was first built, so I remember the Jawan Jennings and some of those guys coming up, and so we understand fully the rich history and tradition of winning that we see in Rutherford County, and we only hope to one day ink our name in some of that tradition, or at least let everybody know that Laverne can be one of those teams, and so that's our goal.
I'm looking at your background locker rooms. I know you've added a lot of stuff there. There's talk of turf, all this kind of thing. You're doing some things to, I guess, some of those things are going to change culture. And is that some of what you've felt like you needed to do coming in here?
Yeah, I really believe that, whether it's players who want to come from the middle school and play at the high school, whether it's players who are trying to decide if they're moving in from out of the state or where, I think that we have to make our school attractive. And so it's actually a business concept, the law of attraction. And so we wanted to do some things where, kids want to come play here, coaches want to come coach here. And so, this generation is really visual. This is a show generation, I suppose. I came from the old school. We could just throw a polo over some shoulder pads and go out in the backyard and play football. Not so much with this generation. And so we wanted to do some things. We remodeled the weight room, put a brand new sound system in, and you can see the TVs hanging behind us, and did some different things with our weight room and some of our facilities that our fans are going to be pleased about on the first game. Some equipment that we were able to purchase, and some things to kind of beautify our campus a little bit, but then also some things we've been able to do for the players, such as new uniforms and some of the things that I can't really release right now, but some things that we've done to make the kids excited. And so we've been excited about that.
We are talking with Chris Johnson, the head coach of the Laverne Wolverines. I know you've heard it before, but hearing it on the air, that's a pretty good ring to it, I'd say, huh?
And it's a very good ring. I'm still getting used to it, still getting used to coach. So I'm excited about it.
I want to ask you about your kids and things in just a minute, but I did want to look at your non-conference schedule because you've got Franklin in the first 2 weeks. You've got Franklin and then Dixon County, and those are some home games before you've got Rockvale. But it's not an easy schedule you've put together here.
Yeah, I mean, we were when we came in. I know, of course, some of those games were already scheduled when I took over, and so we were just kind of saying, like, we can't run from it. We can't run from competition. So our guys have to accept the challenge and go up and play whoever comes in, and we put the ball down. One of the things I've been really surprised to hear has been, well, we don't have the greatest facilities, or we don't have what other schools have. And, maybe our weight room doesn't look the same. Maybe our field doesn't look the same. But, again, this is me being old school. Last I checked, I think the games are won on the field. So we always preach to our guys, a weight is 45 pounds, whether it's shiny or rusty. So it's going to weigh the same. So we get the work in, we go out there and put it on the field and work hard to stay together as a team, and the chips will fall where they may.
I see that. I think your only other non-region game is Kirkwood. Would it be right? 3? I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, Franklin, Dixon, and Kirkwood.
Yeah, and so honestly, you don't have to travel outside of Rutherford County because I think all of your non-conference games are at home, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got 7 home games. And it, like I said, it was just, a couple of those games were already on the schedule. So we really didn't have a whole lot of wiggle room. And as soon as I took over, those games that were already there, the new region dropped. So we were really kind of locked in. And so it was kind of like, okay, here's the schedule. We know what it is and we know what work we have to put in, and we'll go out there and play.
That means next year you've got 7 road games too, though, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's always payback somewhere along the lines
Yeah.
for something like that. Talk to me about your team. I know that you probably have had all kinds of one-on-one sit-down conversations with some of your guys, and who do you think are going to be your team leaders this year to try to take Laverne into this new era?
Yeah, I would talk offensively first. We have several guys, I believe, that are going to step up and make an impact. But hands down, one of our leaders on the team is Drayden DeMoss. He was our quarterback last year. Had some game experience. And I think they ran much of a veer type of offense. So he's a tough kid. He can run, and that's probably his strong suit is running. But he can throw it when he needs to. But he's a tough kid. He's a natural leader. He gets the guys lined up, and he knows what to do to get the offense going. There's a guy that he was on the team last year, but didn't really see a whole lot of him. He's a smaller guy. His name is Jason Bitter Baldwin, but he's real shifty. He's quick, and the kid's fast. He's a track guy. He's going to be a guy that I feel like can help us be explosive on the offensive side of the ball. Isaiah Welch, who's another threat with speed. He's that guy as well. He comes back, had some playing time last year. He's going to be a senior. All of these guys are seniors. And I think those 3 guys on the offense are going to definitely help us. We got some guys up front on the line. Dominic Bath, who comes back as a senior, he's really impressed us on the line, and Caden Vanderhoort, who has also impressed us on the line. So we've got some guys I feel like are going to be leaders on the offensive side of the ball that I think maybe haven't been showcased in our region, but our plan is to give those guys the best kind of situation to showcase their skills. And defensively, of course, the region player who was voted by the DNJ as one of the players to watch, Kevin Ruiz on the defensive end. He can rush the pass. He can play solid on the run. Jacoby Green, another defensive end. Big Austin Dixon in the middle on defensive line. You're talking about a 300-pounder who it causes trouble down low. And of course, in the secondary, Micah Payne, who's a corner. He's a ball hawk, has great cover skills, and I really, really feel good about him. There's a freshman I want to talk about, Tyler Woods. Was at Laverne Middle School last year. This kid is special. He's definitely, we're excited about his future here at Laverne, but he's going to see some playing time on Friday nights.
Well, the starting Monday, it's game week preparation, and it's going to take a little bit to get but I'm sure there's a million things going through your mind of this is how we want to do this day, this day, this day, but it'll all come together, and a chance to see the new era of Laverne football Friday night as you take on Franklin. So, Coach, we wish you much success, and of course, we'll see you week to week here, and hopefully we'll talk about that first win here in a year or so.
That is the plan. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Chris Johnson joining us today on the Coach's Show, brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car, professional auto repair and maintenance from ASE certified mechanics and master mechanics, autorepairsmyrna.com online.